Hey, this is your coach, Pastor Nat, and you are joining us on Win the Day. Today, we're going to talk about overcoming pride. When my kids were little, they would stack blocks. Now, at first, they weren't very good. But as they grew, of course, their skills improved. Now that they are older, they have moved from confident to cocky. They have this competition to see how high they can stack the blocks, the wood, Legos, or whatever they can find. But what inevitably happens is that their pride inflates and they attempt to create this massive structure only to see it fall. We all suffer from pride. Pride can show up at work, at school, at home, in marriage, at church, even in the pulpit. But pride only leads to ruin. This is what King Solomon had to say about pride in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Pride comes before destruction, and an arrogant spirit before a fall. Friend, tell me one good thing that comes from pride. Now, notice, I didn't say confidence or ability. I said pride. Nothing good comes from pride. Think about it. Pride drove Adam and Eve to sin. They thought they could be like God and ultimately play God. But pride drove them out of the garden. It condemned them to die. The people in Genesis 11, they decided that they could play God by building a tower that would stretch to the heavens. Their pride, it led to God confusing their language and scattering them throughout the earth. If you read the book of Judges, it contains many stories of God's people doing what was right in their own eyes. This resulted in a constant cycle of disobedience, pain, repentance, and delivery. We'd like to think we're different. We'd like to think if we were in the garden, we would have avoided sinning. And that's simply not true. That's pride. Friend, I can't go one day without falling prey to the sin of pride. How about you? Think about it. All sins come from the seed of pride. Your fight with your spouse. What happened? What was the reason for it? Dig deep. Because if you do, you will find out it was because your pride was poked. The issue at the airport or the rental car company. What made you flip your lid? Chances are, pride was underneath the surface. We all want control. We all want to play God. The problem is, and you know this, we are not God. When we play Him, He will lovingly let us fall. So what's the solution? In my opinion, it's to maintain a humble, dependent heart. King Solomon wrote, "A person's pride will humble him, but a humble spirit will gain honor." James said, "But He gives greater grace." Therefore, he says, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Therefore, submit to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So here's my challenge for you today. Make the trade. Trade out your pride for humility. You probably know this, but I travel a lot, and I am quite dependent upon my laptop. But I can only run so long without plugging it into the wall. We need to remain humble and dependent upon God, just like my laptop is dependent upon the power source. You see, without God, we are nothing. Pride comes before the fall. But humility, it gains grace and honor with God. So today, stay plugged into God and remain humble. And when we do, we will win the day.